Hi, everybody. My name is Tanya Dolan, and I am so happy to talk to you today with one of our teachers, Donna Eden, from the online Energy Healing Weekend that happens September 11th, 12th, and 13th. And the link is going to be below. So if you want to click on it during the interview, you can. But you want to watch this interview because she's going to tell you all about what she's teaching on this weekend. And she's also my mother. So Donna Eden, my mother, and there she is, my mother, she's a pioneer in the field of energy medicine. And she was really one of the first people to coin the term energy medicine back in the mid 70s. And it was because she began to learn that there's energy all around us and there's energy in our hands. And she began to heal her own body from multiple sclerosis symptoms. And then she began to have a practice way back. This was like over 40 years ago. And from that little practice, she began to grow and grow, and people wanted to know about what she did to heal herself. And so now she's been teaching people all over the world, internationally, how to heal themselves, body, mind, and spirit, helping their relationships thrive as well. And she usually works with her husband, also David Feinstein, who is also going to be a teacher at this particular Energy Healing Weekend on September 11th, 12th, and 13th. So I am going to tell you more about the weekend, which is going to be so exciting. But first, I want to introduce you to my mom, Donna Eden. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Tanya. Hi, everybody. Oh, so this is fun to have my daughter interviewing me, and sometimes my other one interviews me, Dondi. So this is great. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to teach all about the vagus nerve, the two sides of the vagus nerve, the modern day vagus nerve that is so wonderful for us, that really helps us feel safe, and it's great. But there's another side of the vagus nerve, and that is an ancient vagus nerve that that freezes us when we can't move, or we can't say anything, or we can't run, we can't fight, nothing. And sometimes it's bad enough to close us down all the way. And my other daughter actually goes through that. Dondi, she the first time we ever saw it was when she was little, and you were there, Tanya, about the girls had to get vaccinations to go to Fiji. We were going to Fiji. And when Dondi got her vaccination, she got clammy looking and cold and sweaty, and ran outside and fainted on the grass. And that is a vasal response, a vasovagal response. It's when something happens quickly, and you cannot get out of what's going to go on, and you are stuck, and you are in some ways a victim. Well, your vagus nerve, which is right here on the side of your neck, it closes everything down. And I mean everything. You don't need as much oxygen. Your heart slows down. Your digestion slows down. Everything. And your legs can't run, and you can't get away from the danger. So that's what happens to little Dondi. And so I've been interested in this vagal response in people ever since that was when she was little. And it's, I'll just tell you another thing about that is so interesting, is that the vagal nerve remembers. It holds on to the memory. So after that had happened, and it hadn't happened for a while, she was in a classroom and saw her teacher have a seizure. And that night, it's like the vagal nerve remembers these things, and she had it. And so it's been an astonishing thing to figure out. But I love teaching it. It's really, really wonderful. And I mean, I haven't said much that's wonderful, but there it is. It helps you with your compassion, your sense of love and joy and intuition. It calms you down after you've been stressed. And I'm going to give you tools in this class to be able to access ways to get out of stress and bring yourself back into calm quicker. And it's really important information, I think.
Oh, I love what you're saying. And it sounds to me as if the vagus nerve really deals with a fight, flight, or freeze response. And I love that you're going to be giving us tools for that. And one of the things that I would love to say is that with Dondi, because my sister, and having this response, it's interesting that her son also kind of got carried it on. So I was wondering, does this kind of work generationally? Does it get carried on? Because I know our dad, your first husband, also had similar vagus responses. And so it's interesting to me about that generational line. Does that make any connections there, Mom?
Yes, it can. It absolutely can. And it can start with somebody with having no generational stuff coming in on you. It can be that way too. But it's it's an ancient response. So you can have the DNA from somebody a long time ago, but it's really valuable to learn, because you and in the class I'm going to teach you how to come out of that on your own.
I love that. I love that you're going to teach us exercises, because that's what you do wonderfully, is help people with any of the responses. One of the things that I loved you talking about was that that the vagus nerve remembers, that maybe something as a childhood trauma could be instilled in the vagus nerve response, and it could come back. Can you expand on that?
Yes, it absolutely does. It's like this nerve, again, it runs right, triple warmer. If you are a part of energy medicine, it goes around the ears backwards. And so it goes backwards, and the vagal nerve goes right next to it. Those two work hand in hand. Triple warmer is more the fight or flight, and the vagus nerve is more freeze. And it's also like calm and digest and heal and just rest and recuperate is a part of the vagus nerve. So in those two, you can teach those two to work together in concert so much better, and you'll find that you won't freak out as much when stresses come along, and you can do something for yourself to start building up new habits.
I love that. I love that. Yes. What Mom is talking about is the triple warmer that deals with fight, flight, or freeze. And interesting that they go together, but I think that, the vagus nerve, I read that it goes to everywhere in the body. It sends signals everywhere. And I think that's one of the things that you're talking about too.
Yes. Well, what it is actually means wandering. It's a Latin word that means wandering, because it wanders everywhere. I mean, it gives your breath oxygen and helps the energy go in your breath. It makes your heart beat. It goes down to your liver and your spleen. And spleen, when it goes to your spleen, it really impacts inflammation, so it can really help take inflammation away if you've got that vagus nerve under control. And certainly to your digestion and your bladder, and it is quite miraculous how all of the information from your body goes back up to your brain through the vagus nerve, through all these little tentacles that go off from the vagus nerve that goes everywhere, and it feels almost miraculous how it all works. It's one of those things that make you, I don't know, it just puts you in awe of the human body, what it does do. Oh, I'll say some more, okay? It really can help your intuition. It can, we are also really wired to care. When you were talking about memories in it, women for forever have had babies, and babies, we're the only species that our babies can't be on their own when they're born. We have to continue to care for them after they're born, which just starts sparking compassion, more and more compassion inside people. And that, one of the things that, I mean, they talk so much about Darwin and the, what is it? The something of the fittest, the
Survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. Well, another thing Darwin talked about is that he thought actually more than the survival of the fittest, it was the survival of those people who cared. They were the ones, compassion and caring and loving. And that's the amazing thing. That's your vagal nerve. So,
oh, I love that you're talking about this, because I believe that this is such important information right now here on Earth, when so many people are in a fight, flight, freeze
yes.
kind of experience through quarantine and COVID. And this is what it needs. We need to up level ourselves to the next place in our evolvement, in our development. And I think that's compassion and love for each other.
Yes.
And I think this is great information. And it's interesting that I know you've known about the vagus nerve for a very long time, but it's only in the recent few years that has actually come about that people are talking about it more.
Yes, and the part that I didn't quite understand was the part that went into the vasovagal response that Dondi has and Tiernan have and other people have. I'll tell you one that happened to me once, and I don't normally get that response. But once I was sitting with my boyfriend in a car, and I had taken a long time to tell us to find the words to be able to tell this thing that was so important to me, and it was really important to share. And when I shared it, he didn't get that it was an important thing to share with him, and he just went on and talking, and suddenly my vagal nerve really reacted, and I felt myself dropping into like a mine shaft. I was going down, 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 and I literally could see the walls around me, and then I passed out. And it was just because the body said, you're not safe. This person is not somebody to love, So sometimes it can be with someone that you want to be safe with, and you don't feel safe suddenly, and it can happen to you. So the vagal nerve teaches you about safety and how to be safe. And
yeah, that seems like
have this with performance anxiety. If they're on the stage, their vagal nerve can respond. And I saw in the Democratic Convention, the little boy with the stuttering, that's a vagal response.
Wow, that's so interesting. Your story also with your boyfriend, it reminds me of like the body's intuition, that vagus nerve connecting into the intuition like you were talking about. I love that. I love that. Well, do you happen to have like maybe an exercise that you can share, just a little tidbit?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you a simple one. There's a lot. I'm going to give you so many exercises in this class. And what I always want to tell people is that, boy, choose the one that just fits for you in that moment. But here's one. Have you ever, people do this, will put their chin in their face. If you put your chin in your hands and put your middle finger behind your ear and your thumb on your neck, okay? And the other part's right here. And just relax into it. You've got two things going. You're touching into your vagus nerve, your triple warmer, and something called the penetrating flow. And all three together, if you just sit that way for a while, the vagus nerve will help you start feeling safer and safer and safer, and calm you and calm you and calm you. So that's just a simple thing to do. And many of you may have done that intuitively, because there's so many things that we do with, like, you might find yourself splashing water in your face, cold water in your face. That's, that you just intuitively know you're going to feel better if you put water in your face. Well, that's it helps the vagus nerve just calm down, and moves you into your parasympathetic nervous system. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this class.
Yay, that's going to be so fun. Yeah, that's one of my favorite positions to do. And it really calms me, as being a little bit of a parent with lots of anxiety right
Yes,
now.
yes,
With a 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Anyways, thank you so much for all this information. And all of you out there, you're going to want to get more information from this class, which is happening on September 11th, 12th, and 13th. We have many, many speakers. My mother, Donna Eden, is just one of them, and she is going to be giving new information that she hasn't shared about the vagus nerve. And you're all going to want to really tune in to this, because it's a really good thing for our world right now, is especially calming and helping ourselves balance our emotions, because we're all pretty triggered right now. And there's going to be more challenges, I believe, coming up. And to learn how to ride the waves and learn about the vagus nerve would be fabulous for this time. Mom, do you want to say anything more before
Yes, I thought of something, because you sometimes don't realize that it's the vagus nerve or exactly what's going on. I was trying to figure out why I was, here we are at home, and I was always hungry. I was just always hungry. Well, that turned out to be my vagus nerve, and also my spleen meridian. The two of them go together. Spleen meridian and the vagus nerve go together. And so when I did some things on my vagus nerve, my hunger went away. And so you can just, it's an amazing thing. I mean, all the things that don't make sense to you, you might find that it's a part of, I mean, it's certainly a part of one of the energy systems, and the vagus nerve may be it.
Oh, I love that. It sounds like we're going to get a real communication with our vagus nerve, so that we can really help our lives. And so we don't get triggered by just even little things in our life. I love that. Yay.
Okay.
Well, for all of you who are watching this, we are talking with my mother, Donna Eden. And if you missed it, go back and listen to the recording of it, because it's a really good one. And she's one of the teachers on the Energy Healing Weekend on September 11th, 12th, and 13th. She is going to be having a live Q&A, so you'll be able to get questions answered by her as well. And the whole weekend is live, so you could be in the comfort of your home and really listen and really help yourself develop. If you are somebody who has just been sitting around and binge watching, that's what I say, you might want to gather something in your life to learn from, so you come out of this time, this sacred pause that we are in, and you have something that you have developed, you have evolved in some way, where you are helping your relationships with your family, or you're helping your relationships with your spouse, or going forward in your career. We have somebody who is a wonderful teacher coming, which is Jean Houston. She is the one who helps people find their purpose in life and go forward. She is part of in the human potential movement. I'm kind of reading because I don't want to miss all of these juicy tidbits on these teachers. But she was featured on Oprah Winfrey's Super Soul Sunday, and everyone comes away from Jean Houston's talks being a changed person. You get so much out of what she shares. Another teacher is Vishen Lakiani, and he is the owner of Mind Valley, another brilliant thought leader who will be teaching a 6-phase meditation that he says will bring more happiness to your life. And that's always good right now in this time we are living in. Dawson Church, he is an award-winning author who links emotions to genetics. He will teach you the neuroscience behind what he calls the bliss brain and how to achieve peak mental states. And then Lee Harris, he's one of my favorites. He is a globally activated, acclaimed intuitive. And he's a teacher who is going to teach you how to connect to your soul and build your intuition. And that sounds fun. Marcela Lobos is another one of my favorites, and she is a shaman, and she really connects into the divine feminine. So any of you women out there or men who really love that goddess type energy that is rising even more today, it's been around since the beginning of time, she'll really connect in. But she's going to be teaching 13 steps on the journey to the archetypal quest of becoming a hero or a heroine. She will also offer an empowerment ceremony to be a creator of your own destiny. We also have Madison King, one of our teachers and our energy medicine practitioners. And she will teach you about how to align your energies for prosperity and abundance. Ooh, there might be some financial luck in that class. And then there is Junya Chu. She has a background in touch for health, natural medicine, and Eden energy medicine. She's also one of our practitioners. She will teach you how to balance your stress and disharmony in your body, and how to achieve rapid relief to overcome mental and physical suffering. And we also have Stephen Washington, who will guide you on a Qigong journey and teach you how to strengthen the fundamental energies that fuel your life. But we have so many amazing, juicy classes, and they're over 2 hours long for 3 days, and it's going to be a wonderful event. But we also have music and dance. Music, who is going to be accompanied by Karen Drucker. Oh, she's fabulous. She is very positive in her music, and she uplifts audiences all over the world. I've known her for many, many years because I use her music in my energy medicine dance. And you're going to either join me on energy medicine dance, or you're going to be welcomed into this. If you don't know it, energy medicine dance is my own creation that I have been doing for over 25 years in my mother's workshops. And it combines my mother's healing techniques and bringing it in an easy way. Anybody can do it. And we dance to wonderful music and get into our own energies for what is needed in that present moment. So we will celebrate, we will dance, we will evolve, and really touch into what we need in life right now. It's going to be a wonderful event. The link is below on the chat right now. People have been sending you the link. It is the weekend of September 11th, 12th, and 13th. And even if you can't make it, if you connect into this weekend, but you can't make it, a recording will be sent to you. If you're off on a camping trip, you'll still get the recording. But this weekend is 60% off until Monday. So you may want to go to that link right now after this recording and look and see what is offered, and see if you want to step into a better place in your life, so you come out of this sacred pause a better human being, and really helping yourself calm your energies when stress and triggers get the better of you. Or if you are going to just up level your career and want to go forward in life after all of this is over, and just stepping forward with an abundance. And this is all going to be so excited. I'm really excited. I want to turn it off to Mom, and she's going to just say bye to you all, because I know you all have been waiting for her to talk. So yeah, thank you, everybody.
And thank you, Tanya. It's so fun to have my daughter interview me. And I'm looking forward to have everybody on. Ask me as many questions, whatever you want to ask. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to bring as much information as I possibly can to the vagus nerve.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Yay. Thank you, everyone.